he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. The trade.
Welcome to I Game Around. Some niggas didn't like that name, but they could eat a dick. Today, I am joined by my very first guest. I'm so excited. I'm ecstatic. I finally actually feel like I'm getting the ball rolling. It's weird because I'm usually looking straight at the camera, but it's all good. I got a good sight in front of me. So I am joined by the lovely Raquel Savage. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. Damn. I got to get better game. I'm fucking up already. All right. So anyway, like I said, today I wanted to talk about rape and the consequences and repercussions behind all of that, and why our niggas ain't shit these days. And why do they put bad names on people like me when I'm just trying to get your phone number and you thinking that I'm actually trying to, do something a little more serious, all that stuff. But in the meantime, we're playing 2K. And as y'all saw in the beginning of the episode, I was trash as fuck at this game. So, yeah, we're going to keep it moving.
What teams are these?
Portland Trail Blazers and the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I wonder if I fucked anybody on the team, but I haven't.
All right, that kind of shows. So, obviously nobody knows how I know who you are, yeah. But it was,
and I don't know how you know who I am.
Right? Yeah, I'm creepy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, everybody knows that. But anyway, so I was actually on Pornhub, and I was, going through the motions, looking for the videos. And then I saw one of the ads, and it was Black GFs. Yeah. And so I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh man, who is this?" I was like, God damn, what? That was porn. So then, like, it said your name, and then I went on your Instagram, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, she's more than a model. I thought you were just, I thought you were, just picture.
Right.
But then I started reading all of your stuff, and I was like, "Oh shit, she actually kind of knows what she's talking about. Right. You're not like a bimbo." No, right. Wrong. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, so let's talk about rape. And the first thing that I want
right into it. Okay.
The first thing that I actually want to ask you is, I saw a couple months ago you posted an analogy about the $100 bill. Yeah. Can you explain that for the people?
Yeah. First of all, that's not my analogy. I got that from, and I want to find her name because I want to credit her, but
I thought somebody stole money from you. You just like,
no. I was trying to. So I'm a board certified sex therapist. That's what I do professionally. I also do shoot some explicit content shit also because I like it, because it's dope, because I look good. Whatever niggas buy it, it's money. But I'm a board certified sex therapist, so I have my own podcast. I do workshops and shit. I educate people. That's pretty much what I do. And I talk a lot about rape and rape culture, and I find that specifically men, and I don't know what kind of language like your listeners are familiar with, but
graphic.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like if I say cisgender heterosexual men, would they know what that means?
I don't know what is cis?
So cisgender is when your gender identity aligns with your sex assigned at birth. So
am I a cisgender?
Correct. Okay. You would be a cis man. And I'm scrolling through my timeline because I'm trying to find this video so I can credit this girl properly. Because I hate when people post shit or use shit and it's not of theirs and then they don't credit people.
Honestly, you didn't tag her when you posted it.
I did tag her.
Oh, I didn't read that part.
I did. I absolutely did. I know that I did because it wasn't mine. But here it is. Here we go. Yes, there it is. What the fuck is her name?
To say yes or no.
Because I was serious. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, her Twitter is thatxxv. Twitter thatxxv.
That's it.
So I don't know what that means. But anyway, so what I was saying was I do a lot of educating people on these topics, and what I find is cisgender, right? So cis men, heterosexual men, cishet for short, makes it easy to say. Cishet, yes. Het, like heterosexual.
Oh, okay, all right. Same page. Let's go.
Yes. They have a very hard time swallowing and digesting this information, mostly because it puts them in the position of being guilty.
Correct.
Right? And it puts the blame on them.
Yep.
And that's a hard thing to do, especially on a topic like rape, because our society pretty much looks at rapists as the worst, terrible, evil people ever, and no one really wants to align with that.
You're right.
So in saying that, I was trying to think of a way that would be more
that niggas can understand.
Productive. Facts, exactly. That niggas can grasp it and really get it. And so I think I was maybe Googling, researching, whatever, and I came across a Tumblr post that used this analogy of money. It wasn't specifically $100, but it was like a money post.
Okay, gotcha.
So I kind of took that and added some shit to it and put that up for people to fucking understand this concept just very simply and plainly. And people tend to understand it with money because we place a higher value on money than we do on women, for instance.
That's damn sure.
So it's not really difficult once you put it in that language. So what was your original question? Because that was like the background.
What did you say? What is the $100 analogy?
Like, what is it actually? So it's basically a number of examples of how sexual assault and rape occurs and is confusing and complex and not just straight up being raped, I guess is how I would explain it.
Okay.
So like there's like, okay, if you're drunk and I ask you for $100 and I take $100 from you, is that you consenting to me taking your $100? Probably not, because you're drunk as fuck and I'm like taking advantage of you.
Correct.
Or I don't remember all of them.
But yeah, that's cool. We can stop there.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, so but there's like a bunch of examples of basically that. Or if I take $100 from you and we go to court and you can't prove that I took $100 from you, did I not take the $100? I did, but you just can't fucking prove it.
Right.
So,
and that's one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. When it comes to being accused and the accuser,
yes,
if I can prove that I didn't rape you, even though you swear up and down that I did, should that person be charged for it?
Let's first talk about proof. What is proof?
Like, let's say, damn, what is proof? Because I could say I wasn't there, and then that's just my word versus your word. Proof to me would be the only way that she could prove it is if she got a rape kit right after it happened. Then she could prove with your semen or whatever like that if you left a condom. But
what does a rape kit prove?
Doesn't it prove that you had sex? Forceful sex? Isn't that what a rape kit does?
Is that what it does?
I watch SVU. I thought that. Swear to God, I thought that's what they were doing.
Rape kits prove or not prove that there is DNA present or some type of penetration, whether it's vaginal, oral, anal, whatever, occurred. It absolutely does not prove whether or not it was consensual or not. It literally just proves whether it exists. So, for instance,
gotcha.
a victim might get a rape kit and there's semen inside the vagina because that's the SVU example. There's always semen present, which, side note, that's super not even realistic because it's not like there's always fucking cum everywhere. But it proves that there's semen in the vagina. That's all it proves. It literally proves nothing else.
Oh, okay. I thought it proved like, well, the way they made it seem that it was forceful and it was forced. And then he did it.
Right. And so then my follow-up question to that is, what is forced and what is forceful, and are all sexual assaults and rapes forced?
Well, I was speaking more like not to the vaginal point, but you see her marks and she has scratches on her and things like and that.
Do all sexual assaults or rape include bruises and
no, they don't, but and that's for you they do. So
okay, well, we're gonna talk
that's my only reference when it comes to rape kits. I don't go around hospitals and hey man, when's the last rape kit you had, bro? Yeah, so I don't do that.
But so that's kind of says a lot right there, is that rape kits actually aren't a good burden of proof, because it literally just
proves that it happened.
Proves that there was sex that occurred. It doesn't prove whether or not it was consensual sex or sexual assault or rape. People can get sexually assaulted and not have any bruises, not have any scratches. They can be sexually assaulted vaginally and not have any type of irritation, or there could not be semen present if you wore a condom or if the person wore a condom. There's a number of factors. So rape kits, not really proof. So what else do you got for proof?
That's that. You just obliterated my point. I don't have no proof, actually. I just think that when it comes, well, I mean, like the Kevin Hart situation, I mean, they were joking about how he actually was raped because he was drunk.
Right.
But there was video evidence showing that he was, having sex. So would that be proof? Like if I could prove, matter of fact, let's say that you told me I raped you and you came back to my hotel and you said that I raped you and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. If there was video evidence showing me not even leaving the hotel or whatever, there was video evidence showing me not actually being at that hotel, isn't that proof that you're lying?
Sure. And then, so what is the point?
Can I then charge you or sue you for slander?
So your question is, can we?
If you accuse me and I can prove that you're lying, can I charge you? Can I sue you? Can something happen to you if I can prove it?
Are you asking me personally what do I think, or can you legally?
I don't. Are you a lawyer too?
No.
Oh shit! Nah.
Because I don't
Personally.
focus or revolve my energy around supporting people who have been falsely accused. Because that is such a small number of people. I don't spend my time thinking about what a punishment would be for a falsely accused person because there is so many actual rapes and sexual assaults happening. It doesn't make it would kind of be like a black person focusing on the cop killers that didn't actually kill. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many people actually killing. It's like, where are we putting our energy? And what's
why would
productive?
you waste your time on that?
Right. And not to say that that's not like a realm of the world that is not important or shouldn't be talked about or shouldn't be a priority, because being falsely accused is fucked up and that is wrong and, you know, whatever. So that could be talked about. I just absolutely don't focus my energy on that because we're still trying to make an environment where women who are actually being sexually assaulted are fucking believed, which doesn't exist. So that's my main priority.
Which brings me to another question. So why do some women wait a long time before they decide to tell anybody that they've been raped or been sexually assaulted?
Sure. And I want to say something else about false accusations too and proof. So I want to just like generally make it clear that it's really difficult for people to prove they've been sexually assaulted.
Right.
Period. And I feel like in these conversations, people are always putting the burden on victims to prove it. And there's literally often no way to prove it.
Yeah.
And sexual assault and rape are one of the only crimes that when people tell you something that happened, that people actually prefer proof. If I came to you and I was like, okay, so my home got fucking burglarized. I got mugged on the way here. My car got stolen. You likely are not going to say, prove it. Well, where were you? Well, what were you doing? What did you leave anything?
That's true.
You just be like, damn, man, that sucks. You got robbed by who? Let's go fucking, you know, whatever.
Right.
Sexual assault and fucking rape are like one of the only crimes that people are just like, you need to fucking prove it or I don't believe anything you said.
That's true.
There's that portion. And so that was the proof part. The false accusations part also is how do I say this? There absolutely are cases where people lie blatantly about being sexually assaulted. Mm-hmm. There are also cases that are named false accusations that might not be the case. So I'm sure we could sit here and brainstorm a lot of reasons why a false accusation label would be thrown on a case and that's not actually what happened. So for instance, if a victim does go to the cops or something, she's trying to build her case and she's being harassed while she's trying to build her case, or the cops aren't believing her, or whatever the fucking case may be, and she drops the charges, that might be considered false accusation. That's not actually a false accusation. She's just like, fuck it, I'm over it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it could be a number of things. So like how we define false accusation is also really important and something that's nuanced and not just flat like a binary yes or no. So I just wanted to also make that clear.
Gotcha.
But what was your other question?
Don't do that because I don't know.
I'm trying to think what the other question was.
Yeah, it's all good. No, they don't know. So, all right. So let's move on to this paper that I actually have that I will post so y'all can see the same thing that we are doing. Now, let me ask you, do you agree with this list of rape culture? Is this all considered rape culture? Because to me, I think there's a difference between rape culture and sexual assault. Or not sexual assault, but I feel like when somebody labels, oh, that's rape culture, you know, like if I'm whistling at you or something like that, not that I can whistle, but if I'm doing catcalling or something like that, oh, that's rape culture. I feel like that's just harsh. Like, that's not rape culture. I'm just trying to get to know you, and I don't know how else to, you know, do it besides, oh, hey, yo, bitch. No, I was kidding.
Right. So then my question to you would be, is that the only way that you know how to approach women? Because
it hasn't worked out so far.
But probably because it's part of this.
All right, so then let me ask you, what do you think? Do you think this is a valid list? Do you think that, you know, obviously gang rape should, I don't think gang rape should be at the top of the list. I think murder should be at the top. Wait, what's worse? Is murder worse than gang rape?
I don't know, but what I will say is, if we just want to generally and loosely kind of understand what rape culture is before we even get into this pyramid, what I'll say is that, well, we know culture, right? Culture is something that we all like socially contribute to.
Correct.
You know, we all do as a group, right? Or like group thing. It's culture, right? So rape culture then is a culture that normalizes and trivializes and makes rape jokes and makes light of rape and sexual
jokes.
assault and the lack of knowledge or lack of prioritizing
All right,
consent.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off and hold your thought.
Yes.
This is where shit went downhill. This is where everything just failed on the nigga. But I'm sorry. But anyway, this is like Game Around, so I did want to actually mention that. I was trying.
Game Around.
Yeah, and then they he just kind of took off. Pause. But anyway, go for it. So.
Yeah, no, I wanted to loosely make like people aware of what rape culture even is. It's an environment where all of these things are just okay.
Normalized?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And so there are levels to it, right? There are the very basic kind of things that we don't think of, because I think people are very cut and dry when it comes to rape. They're very like, either it's rape hardcore, push you up against the fucking shit and strangle it, right? Or nothing.
Correct.
And even that is a part of rape culture, because that's absolutely not the only way that sexual assault can occur, right? And so even that like reductive kind of view on it fucking ruins it. But yeah, I think this is a great pyramid. I don't know that I would like hierarchically, is that how you say that word? Like this hierarchy.
Sure. You got it.
I don't know that I would put it exactly like that, but I think it's a great visual for like, beginners to kind of understand how it starts.
Beginners.
Really, seriously, for people who don't really know how it starts with very like basic shit and then moves into very explicitly terrible things.
Very, very explicit, especially with that gang rape
But
thing.
all of these bottom ones, so here at the bottom, rape jokes, boys will be boys, unequal pay, girls should stay home, victim blaming, locker room banter, sexist attitudes. All of these things, to me, are very, very important to focus on, because these are the things that everyone either contributes to, like directly, or is complicit in because they watch it happen and don't say anything.
Right, yeah.
These are the most important to talk about, because these are the things that everybody does, and everyone's like, well, I'm not a rape apologist, I don't participate. It's like, yeah, the fuck you do. Absolutely you do. Because they're not just like straight up rapists and they don't think that they are.
Right, yeah, doing anything. But they are.
Yes.
All right, so which brings me to my next point. Is there anything that's considered acceptable harassment? Like the example that I used is if we're having a conversation, which we are, and I'm just staring at your breast the whole time. Mm-hmm. Is that acceptable? Should you check me for that? Or
what do you think? I
think I should be checked for it. But then I think it's a nice view, so why would I be, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just looking. I'm not, what I'm saying? Get a little looking.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
I think it's wrong.
Right. So, okay. So, I absolutely don't think that there's anything wrong with looking at people. I think we are not going to be like intentionally ignorant and say like, oh, you can't look at people. No, we know that you can fucking look at people. I can look at you and be like, damn, you look good as fuck, whatever.
Right.
There's a difference between that and like intentionally staring at somebody's fucking titties while you're talking to them, ignoring their eye contact, basically saying to them, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, I'm staring at your breasts, I'm sexualizing you. So we can acknowledge that there's a difference there.
Right.
Because you can talk to me and look at my tits and still be listening to me and looking at me and seeing me as a whole human.
Still having a conversation.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, but when I say that there's I wouldn't even call that harassment though. That's like you're just looking at my tits, or you're looking at my ass, or I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your fucking beard, whatever. But I'm not sitting here like, oh my god, I want to sit on you. You know what I mean? That takes to a different level.
Yeah.
I would definitely not say that there's like acceptable harassment though, because that sounds
crazy. It's
actually
oxymoron.
To me. Yeah. Like I don't even know what the fuck that would be.
All right, so one of my favorite comedians, his name is Patrice O'Neal. He had a comedy special that is called Elephant in the Room. And one of his jokes, he was like serious. He said, "Why don't we have a sexual harassment day where I could go into work and that's the one time I could sexually harass you?" And his example was, he said he would walk up to one of his female coworkers and be like, "Hey, when you get up, let me know so I can go smell your chair." Mm-hmm. And then he had another one where he said he was going to bring flowers, bring candy to the receptionist or whoever and say, hey, if you want, you can suck my dick later.
Right.
I was just, wanted to know.
Right.
Okay, you didn't? All right, well, enjoy the flowers, enjoy the candy. Have a nice day. Can that work in today's society? Just one day, like the purge, one day.
Yeah. I want to flip all these questions on you. I know you know that.
Feel free.
So as a counselor, that's what we do just generally.
Feel free.
Well, what do you think? And part of that is just because it's good to know what you think, but also because it allows me to not do all of the labor, intellectual labor. Obviously, and I'm sure that you know this, no, of course not. No. First of all, we don't have to have a fucking day for that. That is every day. So
that's true.
We don't have to have a day where that's like fucking memorialized or whatever the word would be, like nationally celebrated, because that's literally the lived experience of many women. Not even just cis women, like trans women, a lot of people generally every fucking day anyway. So that's what we're kind of working to combat. Anyway.
So that's a no.
That's a hard no, hard pass.
Okay, all right. So let me.
And that joke and that whole conversation definitely falls under this rape joke.
All right, but in his defense, I delivered it horribly wrong. It was hilarious when he said it. So I'm not a comedian. I'm poor at it. But all right, so you know what? Matter of fact, fuck that. Let me start. Let's go into some scenarios because this is what I wanted to get into.
Sure.
The proper way to approach a woman, like if I see you on the like just now, right? You're waiting in the lobby. So if I see that you're waiting in the lobby, what's the proper way to approach you?
Don't.
At all? Just nothing?
I say don't approach women at all.
So what do we do?
You don't approach me ever.
So like if I'm trying to like
what are some other ways that you can get to know people who you might be eventually romantically interested in besides approaching strangers on the street?
I guess it's online dating.
Okay, what else?
I don't know. What else is there? I have no clue. I don't know.
How do you think people in the past met partners who they were then going to be romantically involved with?
At work?
Okay, how else?
Let's see. There's work. There's the grocery store. Sometimes I don't know how to shop, so I'll ask somebody, "Hey, are these good? I see you got them in your car. What, are they any good? Yeah, they're good." And then we have a conversation, and then hey, you single? Like, but that
doesn't count because that's strangers. So I'm thinking of scenarios that are outside of you're a complete stranger to me approaching me with the intention of getting my number.
Well, if there's like a little party and like my homeboy puts me down,
okay,
or not even puts me down,
friends
of friends,
yes.
That kind of thing. And I don't know. That's all I got.
What I really don't like about this conversation the most, this particular like realm of like how do I approach women, is that men really act like there's no fucking other way to meet women besides approaching strangers and asking and hitting on them, and that's not true. There are 1,000 fucking ways you can meet people that do not involve approaching stranger women. And if you can't think of any, then that's a reflection of you and your like creativity or your social like circle or how you perceive being social. Which if you are someone who's like more of an introvert, that's fine. Of course, there's dating sites like you said, other things to do, but I say, in this climate, right, in what already exists, don't even fucking approach women with the intention of that. And now, of course, there's going to be someone who say, I like to be approached, I like to get attention, I like to da-da-da-da. And that's fine. That's fine. Do your thing, girl. Like, okay. I also think that those same women will also say they've experienced this.
Okay, gotcha.
And this still fucking exists.
So they want to be approached by the right man.
I wouldn't even say that. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for them. I'm going to say that I know that there are contrarian women who would say, like, I love when men do that. I love it. Mm-hmm. And they're doing that more for male attention and male gaze and to please men because they prioritize men's like opinions and all that shit more than they do their fucking safety, to be honest. Because the reality is stranger men approach women all the time and then we get fucking killed because we say no. So don't even fucking approach us. And if you are going to approach us, don't approach us on the chivalry shit. Don't approach us on the, hey, you're so beautiful shit. Fucking approach us on some regular person shit how you would anybody else. Get to know us or be a human being like you would anybody.
Wait, so I can't, like, if I see you at the club and you're with your girls, right? Like, you're with two or three girls, and I walk over and I say, hey, I hope y'all are having a good night. I will like just supply y'all around the drinks. Okay,
so with what I just said, right? Because I want to make it clear that the reason that I say don't, and that's facetious in some way, right? I'm not 100% serious when I say don't ever approach women. But what I'm saying is men need to be very, very aware of this environment, how that informs women how we navigate the world, how that informs everything. So approaching stranger women is just really not the best way to do it. With that said, not but, and if you're going to approach women, right, if you fucking have to, or if you're in a fucking club, or you're somewhere where you are going there to meet people,
right?
In terms of, like, the best way to do it,
don't.
I always say start with money, but that's, like, can be very offensive to some people.
Right.
Like,
well, wait, you mean like straight cash, or you mean?
Yeah, like don't come to me if you're not talking about money.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I want to buy you a round of drinks, then have a conversation from there.
I think that's appropriate. I think what's important for this conversation is that approach women with respect. Meaning, don't come and be like, yo, boo, you look so fine. Your fucking body looks banging. Ooh, you bomb. I would make babies with you. Like,
that's
don't
wild.
do all that shit. Don't do like baby, mommy, ooh, go. Like, just be like, hey, how are you? Like, I noticed you, or something like random. Like, I noticed you were looking at this such and such book, or I noticed that you, whatever.
I noticed this in your cart. Is this good?
Correct, right. And then what's really super important next is men have like really poor like human social skills. So like women will have somebody approach us and do that, and we'll totally do the like. And try to keep going, and we'll be like, and keep fucking talking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the next really important thing is if you must fucking approach is pick up on social cues. If I'm not giving you the eye contact or the
conversation,
the seemingly interest,
right? And
even that could be talked about because sometimes we give interest because we're fucking scared.
Really?
Because of this environment.
Huh? Break it down for me.
Well, if all of these things exist and we are fearing for our fucking lives because there are opportunities or times when men approach us and say, what's up, I want your number, boo, and we say no, and they say, what, bitch? You're not gonna give me my fucking number, and they fucking beat us up or kill us or do something fucking scary, we might just go along with the scenario just so we can get you the fuck out of our hair.
The world's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so like I learned like most dudes are now, well, I don't think it's now, I think they've been doing it where you'll ask for the number, and then she'll give you a number, and you'll be like, I'm going to call you right now.
That's scary. That's scary.
That's fucking wild.
No, but to like, pack up that whole conversation, I want to say, if you are interested in meeting women romantically, there are other ways to do it that don't involve approaching strangers. You should also acknowledge as a man why it's scary for you to approach a stranger woman. If you feel so compelled to approach a stranger woman, make it very clear that first of all, and it means that you have to be safe and respectable, not even that you're making it clear because that means it's a facade. So you have to actually be someone who is safe and not scary and approach with respect. And then from there, pick up on fucking social cues. If they're not giving you an interest, understand that and the last thing is take rejection as the fuck it is. Right. Men are terrible at being rejected. And that's why we end up getting fucked up and killed and all this beat up and shit. And they're calling us on the spot and then they're cursing us out when it's not the number and all that shit. Because y'all can't fucking take rejection. So that's the last thing is, yo, take fucking rejection. I'm not interested? Okay, well, have a nice day. Keep it the fuck moving. That's my spiel on approaching women if you have to fucking do it.
If you got to do it, now you know the proper way to do it is don't.
Yes.
Expand. Well, I can't even see the camera. Expand your social circles. I think that's the best way. I tell my peoples, I'm like, I think the best way to meet the proper woman is in a social circle, in like a little party. I don't go to clubs. I don't like clubs, but I do like social gatherings, like just people hanging out at the house. I think that's dope because now I can get to know you in an environment that we both feel comfortable in, and then I got my man's co-signing me, and you know him, or I got your girlfriend who knows me co-signing. So I always thought that was the best way to meet women.
Right. So what is different there versus approaching a stranger woman? What is the fucking difference there?
Oh, you feel more comfortable. Right. You know me.
There's safety, there's familiarity, there's a lot of different things that don't involve you being a fucking stranger to me. So absolutely, I would think that a great way to actually meet people is in places, whether it's online or not, that are specifically existing for dating,
right?
Or in social circles where you can be like, yo, my girl, and they can be like, no, I'm good, or they can be like, yes, and it's a safe fucking space to do that.
Correct. So then the next question is, there's no way in hell you've never done it. So when was the last time you actually gave a man your number that was a stranger? Can't say never. Not high school. There's gotta be like one time.
Oh no, I definitely, like I said, I don't never give my number out because, like I said earlier, there's lots of times when I feel obligated to give my number because if I don't give my number, then you're gonna make a scene and I'm gonna be scared and it might end some way that I don't want it to end.
Have you been had that happen to you before?
Absolutely.
Well, not like you gave him the number, but I mean like a dude like made a big scene about it because you didn't give him your number.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Can you tell me one that you can think of on top of your head?
I was on South Beach probably over the summer. And a dude, it was really, really busy down there. We're walking by each other, and he, like, grabs my hand. And I automatically, like, don't fucking touch me. I don't like to be touched. Don't fucking touch me. So I turn back, and I kind of give him a look. And he's like, what's up, ma? Ooh. I'm like, I'm not interested. I keep walking. He's following me. I turn around, like, I'm not fucking interested. Like, I'm very... Because I'm scared of niggas, but I'm also, like, crazy. So, bitch, if I say fucking no, leave me the fuck alone. Like, you gonna murder me, I'm gonna fucking murder your ass. Like, we're gonna fight. So, and he's like, what? And because I was kind of being loud with my rejection because he don't even fucking touch me when I said no initially, leave me the fuck alone, but he followed me. So he's like, what, bitch, fuck you, you ugly anyway, you this anyway, you da-da-da-da anyway, boom. And again, being me, I was all in his face and my girl had to like pull me back. But obviously not everybody's like that. And the reality is that was scary.
Right.
Even though I was like hyped up, that's scary because he reacted super poorly and violently to just me saying no. And he initially shouldn't have even touched me because I don't know you. Fucking don't touch me at all.
Yeah, now that's crazy. The physical part, I can't touch you if I don't know you. And then from there,
I told you no. And you should have left the fuck alone and you didn't. So absolutely. So do I give my number out sometimes though? All
right, sorry, I don't want to cut you off again, but the final, I tried to come back. I tried, but my niggas, we couldn't get it together. We couldn't pass. We had niggas ducking the pass, as you saw in the beginning of the episode. It was wild. So, and I didn't meet the requirements because, like I told y'all, all right. See me in Madden. Don't see me in Star Wars. Don't see me in Call of Duty.
Madden is football, right?
Yes. See me in NFL Madden 2018, I believe. See me in that. But anyway, we're going to load up the next game, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We don't have to do that. I'm just joking. All right. So all right, so let's go ahead and move on to... Actually, matter of fact... You know what? Matter of fact, is there... let me see. Let's go with another scenario because I feel like with everybody getting caught up with, you know, Harvey Weinstein was... No, you know what? Technically, Bill Cosby was the one to set it off. And then, like, it died down, and then a year later, Harvey Weinstein got caught out, Russell Simmons, Matt Lauer. Are those surprising to you that men in positions of power are the ones that are taking advantage of innocent, if you will, women? Does that surprise you, or do you feel like niggas do that all the time?
Well, first of all, I absolutely would not frame it as, like, women being innocent and, as such, them being taken advantage of. I would frame it as there is a power dynamic that exists between men and women, period.
Correct.
That power dynamic increases when that man has more social capital, when he has more money, when he has whatever the fuck. So that increases the chances or likelihood or existence of sexual assault. So that was my long way of saying, no, I'm not surprised.
So, all right. If I'm, let's say I'm on a board, right? Because I don't know anything about, I remember you explaining it. It is the Savage Life podcast on 2K Life, if I'm not mistaken.
2K Life Network.
Yeah, 2K Life Network, Savage Life podcast. I listened to the very first episode, and I listened to the other ones like throughout one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one that was called Cream Pie Cartel.
Yes,
I thought it was,
with my girl Nina.
Yeah, I thought that was slick. Matter of fact, no, never mind. It's a whole other conversation we'll have off air. But anyway, so I was listening to an episode, and I lost my train of thought just now, but...
So you said something about like if you were
if you're on a board. Okay, so if I'm on a board, right, and well, not the board because that wouldn't make sense. All right, if I'm in a position to give you something,
yes,
whatever you wanted, like if you wanted to be in the next James Bond movie or whatever, you want to be the leading lady. If I have the position to give you that role, and all I ask is for just let me hit, is that wrong? Because I don't think it's wrong, to be honest. I'm being completely honest. I think that. I always think that people should create their own opportunities. People should make their own way in life. And if one door closes, another one should open. And I feel like if you can't go this way, if you have morals and you feel like you can't lower yourself to those kind of standards, then move on to the next one. Just keep pushing, keep it moving. So I feel like the same way I would use game or whatever, or the same way I would just sit down with you and talk and get to know you and get to know about your life. And then I tell you about my life and et cetera, and then we go somewhere. I feel like if I'm just in a position of power and I can move to it quicker, why wouldn't I just be like, hey, go ahead and, what's up?
Right. So I wouldn't say wrong or right because I don't like how strict that is. Right. What I would say is it a manipulation of power?
Yo, definitely, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah.
Is that something professional to do in an environment that's supposed to be a work environment? Probably not.
Wait, but that work environment to me is like office. Like if I'm the manager of Dunder Mifflin and I
shout out to the office.
There you go. And then I tell the receptionist, hey, if you want that 10% bonus.
Well, what work environment were you just trying to create a picture of?
Right, the James Bond film.
Oh, so but that's still a professional work environment, even though it's not in a literal office.
But you don't have to. I can find 20 other girls that could be the leading lady. I don't have to choose you.
That's correct.
Versus you being in a position in an office where you've been working there, and it's not easy to keep replacing receptionists every 5 minutes because you're trying to get your dicks up.
So are we integrating sexual and work lives, or are we doing work lives?
No, because you said that it was a workplace. So I'm saying I don't.
So if it's a workplace, are
right?
We doing
but
I don't
consider. that's
I mean, because that's kind of what for me when I'm trying to make sense of what is appropriate or what isn't, or what would be a manipulation of power. Like I said, that's kind of what it comes comes down to. This is an environment that's supposed to be, and I hate to do shoulds or supposed tos because that's whatever, but this is an environment that is work. It's professional. It is about being professionally we're working.
Yeah,
it's not about me
gotcha.
saying to you, you know what, I'm going to give you this if you suck my demo. That's not what the fuck we're doing. It's I'm going to give you this part because you deserve it, because you've worked hard, because you've earned it, because you have skills. That's what working environments are.
That's wild. So I got you though, but I don't see that I see what you're saying, but I divide that because I'm like, the entertainment business to me isn't the everyday. I'm not, you don't see the same person every single day for 5-10 years. So I divide.
But what difference does that make?
Well, the reason is because there's a whole bunch of interchangeable parts when it comes to making a movie. So people drop out for various reasons and things like that.
But what difference does that make?
Because if you're in an actual office place, most of those people are going to be there for at least a year or two or something like that.
So what you're saying is less about whether it's right or wrong and more about you're not going to be around me again so I can get away with this, which still leads to it being wrong. Oh,
no, it's all wrong. Trust me, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's wrong. I'm just saying I think I can understand. Well, I'm not. Oh shit. Let me watch this. Here, I shouldn't have drank before I got this. But what I'm saying is I think that if I'm in an entertainment business and I know there's 40 other people that can do exactly what I need you to do. Yes. If you want to do something to me so you can stand out to those 40 people. Yes. Then I would rather choose you. And to me, that's the same as, yo, I got a bag for you. You give me this role or whatever, and I'm going to give you like 10 grand off the top. I'm going to give you 50% of my salary or whatever it is. That's to me is kind of like the same as a sexual thing. Right.
And then it's not though, because we're talking about women and bodies and human beings. So it's not the same.
Right. But if you consent to it is what I'm saying. Same way if you consent, like if I told you I wanted you to be the leading lady in James Bond and you're like,
yes. And I want the part, so I'm going to fuck you.
No. I told you could be the leading lady. You just got to give me half of what they're going to pay you. And you could be it.
Right. And manipulation of power.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing.
Right.
Oh, no, it's wrong. Yeah, no, yes. It's wrong. No, we're agreed. It's
Absolutely.
Wrong. I'm just saying that if I tell you that, that's the same thing as kind of like telling you, hey, you need to give me some head, or hey, I need to fuck.
Right, and so I see the comparison. This is kind of similar to the comparison I made with the $100 bill. It makes it easier for people to understand, but the reality is, and what I said at the end of that video was, it's a really poor comparison at the end of the day because we're talking about money and women, and that's not people. The same fucking concept. It's just something for you guys to understand. But what I will say about this is that we're talking about professional work environments, no matter what the environment of work is, whether it's fucking Subway, Dunder Mifflin, whether it's the fucking entertainment business, whether it's fucking anywhere. It's work. We're talking about work. We're also talking about manipulation of power, which is really important to think about in terms of sexual assault because sexual assault is about power. Another thing to fucking think about is, what did you say? You said something about...
I said a lot of shit.
I know. I'm trying to think because... Oh, you said something about if you consent to it. I want to talk about that too because there are times when people consent to things, even in the Bill Cosby case, that we're consenting to think, okay... This is a really kind of complex thing. A lot of the things that I talk about require a lot of nuance and critical thinking on people's behalf.
I hope I have it.
Just want to be flat about.
Right.
Because here's the reality. People do want to get ahead.
By giving head.
People do want to get ahead.
Right.
By not giving head and giving head, whatever. They want to be successful. They want to earn money. This is a capitalist society. We want to earn things in order to survive.
Correct.
So there are times when people manipulate us and we seemingly say yes to it because what other fucking choice do we have? Because we have to survive in this world. And so is that consent though? No, because it's manipulation. It's called coercion is what it's really called.
Right. But that goes back to my point. I believe that you can create your own opportunities. I believe that if somebody slams the door in your face, you can move on to the next and keep it moving. I believe that you have to keep trying. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep it moving. Like you're my very first guest, as you know, but there was 10, 20,000, not 1,000. I'm not that fucking. Anyway, there was a lot of people that I hit up before. I hit you all up at the same time, but there's a lot of people that didn't respond. Right. And am I going to be bitter about it? Like, oh, you didn't respond to my podcast. Sure. And when it starts popping, nigga, fuck you. Like, no, I'm going to be like, yo, you didn't respond. So I kept it moving. I kept it pushing because I feel like if it's your dream, if it's your goal, if it's your calling, if it's whatever, you're going to find a way to make it happen. You're always going to find an opportunity if that's what you're meant to do. But I feel like some people just be like, oh, my whole thing, my career didn't take off because this nigga fucked me and he didn't put me in a movie. I feel like that happens a lot.
Is that true though? Is it true that opportunities will be presented to everyone? Is it true that people have equal opportunities to achieve their dream, whatever it is?
No, you'll never have equal opportunities. There's niggas that get on tomorrow in the rap game and blow up with a huge ass song. Correct. And you've been putting in, work for years.
Absolutely. So, as someone with some type of privilege, and we can both speak from our privileged identities or marginalized identities, you as a black person, but you are also a man. So
Hold on. What privilege is that?
So I'm saying we both have privilege and we both have marginalized identities.
Right, yeah.
Right? I'm black and I'm a woman. Those are my marginalized identities. I'm also cis, right? I'm not trans. I'm considered like traditionally attractive. I'm light skinned. I have quote pretty hair. Those are my privileges.
Correct.
So the thing is, the more marginalized you are, the less opportunities you're going to have. So there might be an opportunity where you are being manipulated that you will consent to it because you don't know when the next opportunity might come about. So these are all things to kind of keep in mind in terms of this entire situation and people consenting to things. But it's like we're consenting under coercion. We're consenting under a society that is capitalist. We have to, like I said, we have to fucking survive. We got to figure it out somehow. And sometimes it's not always the best way. Or sometimes it is something we regret. Or sometimes it is something that we're being coerced into doing, where we're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it because what the fuck else am I gonna do? And these are all the nuances that I feel like people aren't even able to consider because we're still stuck on this like black and white view of shit.
Right, when the world's gray.
Correct.
Yes. Well, I think, what do I think? What do I want to say before I fuck up and lose all my fans like I did a couple episodes ago? I just feel like some women try to get ahead by using sex, and then when it doesn't work out, then they want to play the victim. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a hard world to navigate through.
Nuance. So let's think about that. Let's think about that from a nuanced perspective. Women wanting to get ahead and using sex. Let's just start with that.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, that's fine. I go back to the Players Club. You gotta use what you got to get what you want. Like I feel like if that's gonna get you, if you feel like that's gonna get you in the door, because I always have this analogy about a house, where there's multiple ways to get into a house, right, other than the front door. You can go through the back door. You can go through the window. You can blow out one of the walls. Like there's multiple ways that you can get into a house, other than just through the front door. But if some women feel like, well, I look good enough to where like I could walk through the front door, all I got to do is suck the nigga off on the porch.
Right.
Then I feel like if that's what you want to do with your life, if you feel like that's the route you should take, then take it. Right. But I just feel like you shouldn't, try to suck the nigga off at the porch, and then he tells you, nah, you can't get in. And then oh, no, this nigga's blah, blah, blah. He's tried to rape me and blah, blah, blah. Now you selling the nigga out.
So we already went over false accusations.
Correct.
In terms of them actually being false and that being not okay. So
right.
That scenario, of course, is not appropriate. It's not okay to falsely accuse someone of anything if it's actually falsely accused.
Right.
Boom. That's that.
Boom.
Boom. Facts. So, but to take it back some, I talk about gold diggers a lot because men have issues with gold diggers, and it's funny because the men who have issues with gold diggers don't actually have any fucking gold diggers.
That's the wildest shit in the world. Like, why are you mad? Like, nigga, it's literally, it ain't tricking if you got it. You ain't got it.
We're not worried about you anyway.
It's a whole nother road. All right,
go
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But people have issues, men specifically, and some women have issues with gold diggers, and that's partly because they don't understand the environment in which gold diggers exist.
Right.
So there's a reason that women have space to manipulate. When I say manipulate, I don't mean literally manipulate. I mean manipulate the system of men.
You play it to your advantage.
Because correct. And so I don't have an issue. I do that. I don't have an issue with that because I'm playing the cards that I've been dealt, if that makes sense. If that wasn't an environment that I could bank off of because men perpetuated it, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? But men created, and this could go for any like ism or phobia, right? Like white people created or cis people created or whatever. Men created an environment where women are sexualized so that I can bank off of being sexualized.
Correct.
That's not my issue. I'm going to play into that. Now, the latter part of your question was if I'm playing into that and then I get like somebody tries to embarrass me or something, then can I react and become a victim? I think that's inappropriate, but I also think there's a lot of things to consider. I think it's okay for me to say, damn, it's fucked up that this may be the best way for me to finesse the system and it didn't work out this time and now I feel like shit about it. You know what I mean? So I want to always stress like nuance is so important. It's not just like black and white. You got to really think about the entire context.
Right. It depends on, it goes per scenario, not just an overall view of the thing. It's per what's going on.
Right. It's kind of both things. So there's like an overall thing and then there is an individual part that matters. And also, of course, like you said, and like I said, just blatantly lying on somebody is not right.
Y'all wrong. Yes. And y'all should stop watching niggas' pockets, bro. If you can't afford it, don't watch the next nigga who's doing it. But anyway, so I held it down. All right? I held it down on both games for the first 2 quarters, my nigga. I made it exciting. But unfortunately, shit happens. But we held it down for the last minute. And shout out to King Davis in 509. You, I was about to say a citizen of sway, but that's a whole different thing. All right, anyway, so moving on. So what else can we talk about? I feel like it's so much when it comes to the men and the women's relationship. Like, I'm from the 60s, but I'm not. But I'm just from the time where I like the traditional wife. Like, I like a woman that wants to be a homemaker. I like a woman that she wants to cook, she wants to clean, she wants to raise our children, but also she wants to be, and this is where it goes into the 2000s, she wants to be an entrepreneur. Like, she works from home. Right. So she, I don't know, knits or, creates Avon product. I don't know, whatever the fuck she wants to do. That's what I would like to find in a wife. But I feel like nowadays, women want to be more independent. They want to be, well, nah, nigga, if you could do it, I can do it. I can do whatever you do. And I don't feel like men and women are equal and not one's above the other. I just feel like some women have higher traits than men. Some men have higher traits than women. Like, we have testosterone. When we get emotional, we get violent. Whereas a woman, she gets emotional. She, obviously she's not going to get violent. She's going to get, I feel like you're going to get more into yourself. All right, nigga, you good.
I would disagree with most of what you're saying.
Please
But
do.
I'm going to wait until you get to your question part so I can answer that.
I'm done. It's halftime. We down by 3, but we coming back, baby. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, to comment on the first part of what you said, that you want, or you're from the era or whatever, that you want like a traditional
Whatever you
woman.
said, nigga, I don't agree with it.
You want a traditional woman, but you also want her to be more modern as well.
Well, I just want her to know that she can make her own money. She doesn't have to depend on me. Right. She can get her own money by using her skills.
And then, so what are you offering in that scenario?
Oh, I'm offering a home. I'm offering the security. I'm offering the guy. Shit, hold on. I'm about to sell myself down the river. What I'm offering is the security to know that you're taken care of while you pursue your own goals.
Taken care of in what way?
You don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry about getting oil changes. You don't have to worry about the kids on the weekends. I'm going to take care of it.
So she don't have to worry about the bills, but also you want her to worry about the bills.
No, I don't. I want her to, like, take this podcast, for example. This podcast is for free, technically. I don't earn a dime off of this. I don't have sponsors on anybody because I just like pure conversation. Yes. So I'm putting my money into the podcast. Yes. That's the same thing that I want to do for my wife. I don't need to earn a dime from what she's doing. I just need her to feel fulfilled in her life.
So you want her to be ambitious?
I want her to be ambitious, to be independent. I have this like weird ass thing with being independent. Do you
recognize at all how that's incongruent? How that doesn't?
I don't know what incongruent means.
Incongruent meaning you're saying that you want a traditional wife who cooks and cleans and boom, 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 and you want to be able to take care of her and provide for her and support her. Wow. And you also want her to be ambitious and make money and no. Those things don't really.
She doesn't have to make money. She just doesn't have to lose money, if you will. Like, she could break even every month, but as long as she's pursuing something independent, like if she wants to do hair, right? Let's take that for example, because that's very easy to understand. If you want to do hair, then I'll buy you 2 of those. Like, I'll put a little room and put the whole little spot system in your house or in my house.
So you want her to have a passion?
Yes. Oh, thank you. God damn.
I'm trying to kind of
yes, you're right. Yeah, I want her to have a passion, and I want to be able to facilitate that passion. But while you're pursuing your passion, I would just like you to be, home, until your passion takes off. And then once your passion takes off, and you're like, yo, I'm busy, then I need to fall back on whatever I'm doing. Right. And, then we start becoming a team, and I start lessening my podcast, and Right. I don't even know if I'm making sense.
Yes. Well, it's kind of, but not really, because
I'm incongruent. I'm going to start using that word a lot. But go ahead.
Yes. Yes. I mean, so where do I even start with that? Because here's the thing. So what part in that are you contributing to the domestic work? Because ultimately, what I'm hearing, and then you can clarify, is that you would do professional work and support her, while she would do professional work, that is her passion, while also doing domestic work, which includes a shitload of things.
Well,
so she's doing a lot more labor than you are.
Correct. And that's in the realm of, if I put it like this, that's in the realm of if I'm going to work every day, if I'm doing a 9-to-5 job. Like right now, I do IT at the airport.
Her hair passion is a 9-to-5 job.
Right, but it's at her house. Whereas if I have to actually go to a location,
which makes no difference, but I see
it does.
Trying to differentiate.
My niggas, we're gonna get this in, bro. I got y'all.
So you're driving an extra 30 minutes to work.
Correct. While she's at home with the kids, 2 kids,
and also working 9 to 5 doing her hair business
at her house.
Yes.
Yes. So she has to work harder than I do. But
Yes.
But I feel like, and this is like completely real. Like, I feel if it's your passion, you'll make it happen. Like, it's not work to you. Like the podcast. this isn't work. This is I love it, and there was a shitload of problems today. Like, and I told you on the way over here, I ran into a couple problems, but it's just I love it, so I'm gonna make it work. But if I'm going to a job like no, I ain't gonna sell myself out because I think my boss watches this. But if I go to a job that I didn't like, just to make sure that I was able to provide, then I'm willing to do that for my wife while she pursues her passion. And once her passion explodes, then I'm going to fall back on my job and be able to be more involved in the home life and in the family life. So I basically put it like this. Perfect example. It's, do you know who Brent Grimes is and Miko Grimes? No. All right. Well, Miko Grimes he used to be a cornerback for the Miami Dolphins, and then he moved to Tampa. So Miko Grimes is right now, she's starting to work on her career. She's starting to work on being a reporter.
Oh, I know who she is. Yes.
Okay, so Brent Grimes is at the end of his football career. So while he was playing football, she was mostly playing the background to just let him do his thing. Now that he's coming to the end of his career, now she's being more vocal. Now she has her own podcast. She's doing everything that she wants to do. So I feel like that's the kind of relationship I want, where
she waits while you're being successful and then she's successful.
She decides to be successful. Yeah, you know, fuck it, yeah. That's what I want. Fuck it, yeah, you broke it out. Like, nigga, let me get my shine on, and then when
I'll just wait and take care of everything.
Correct.
When you're at the end of your career, I'll finally have my career.
There you go. That's it. I'm misogynistic.
No, and I want to say that I'm giving you a hard time, and everybody's going to have their own scenario and situation. What I do want men to do is think critically about what they think, if that makes sense.
No, that's
think critically about what they think, because I understand that men are socialized to believe that they're supposed to do this or that and provide, or that when you touched on men get angry as opposed to women go inward, and we're all socialized to believe that we have these certain roles and what we do and how we react and how we respond and blah blah blah, and a lot of it is bullshit. And when we think about these older relationships that are quote traditional, they were fucking stifling for women, but they existed in a way that kind of worked. So the man provided everything, okay, and the woman took care of children and house. Although that was a very not, like, we romanticize that and make it seem like it was wonderful, it was a lot of fucking bullshit and terrible, and women were not happy.
Right.
But that was a kind of a congruent, right? So the opposite of incongruent. Congruent relationship that worked. Now men want that still, plus they want women to do all this extra labor of being passionate. And although passion is passionate, and of course we love to do things we're passionate about, that still requires labor. We could say that it's labor that we enjoy. So for instance, my brand, I have a lot of things that are a lot of work, but I like doing it, so I don't really consider it work. But Correct. Is it still labor? Does it still take my time?
Yes.
Absolutely. And so that's where the kind of disconnect happens that men, I feel like, have a hard time kind of grasping, is we're still expected to do all of these roles, which are take care of kids, cook, clean, and then on top of that, emotional labor, which we don't even talk about, which is being there for people, which is talking to people, which is being shoulders for people.
I need you to big me up. If I'm down, I need you to big me up.
Right. So we're expected to do all the emotional labor, Correct. And then you also want to, it's like, there's so much fucking labor that we're required to do that a lot of it we're not even fucking getting paid for, whereas y'all still just want to do this whole providing thing. And in this day and age, most men aren't even really providing the way in which these old relationships are providing. Y'all not buying houses. Y'all are not buying cars. Y'all are not doing all these things that are really providing. Y'all are just fucking showing up and buying food, and that's it. So it's like, my thing is, if you want to play into this kind of traditional, like, patriarchy bullshit, then fucking play into it. If you want to be a patriarch, buy me and build me a fucking house.
Damn.
Do it.
Build one.
Because that's what our grandfathers did.
That's what
they didn't fucking show up with a meal and say, all right, I expect you to do everything. They showed up and like, this is the ring and we about to get married and I got this house for us. They had shit. I mean, of course, I'm not going to romanticize it, like I said, because it was still difficult and struggling, but it's like, fucking pull up with something. But niggas are not pulling up with shit, and they're still expecting us to do the traditional shit and more. So, as I said earlier, I like to encourage men to think critically about what they think.
And this is, and I don't mean to cut you off.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Fuck it. Shout out to Nori. So, do men, how do I want to put this? Do men think that the money is the most important aspect of a relationship? If I provide the money, then you should be able to do everything else. Do you feel like a lot of men think that way?
You tell me. What do you think men think?
Yes, because I think that way. I think if I provide the money and you don't have to worry about how the money is coming in, I feel like you should be able to do the chores and do the, cook me breakfast, lunch, dinner. You should be able to take care of the kids, and you should be able to work on your own passion because you don't have to worry about where the money's coming from. If you decide to fail on your passion or something like that, the money's still coming. But if I depend on you for the money and you fuck up and now we broke,
right,
then it's a different issue.
And so there's two parts of that. The first part is that men are absolutely, yes, so I'm agreeing with you. Men are absolutely socialized to think that money is the most important thing that they can provide and contribute and all that bullshit and make, and that's their value, whatever. On the other side of that, wait, what was I going to say? So y'all are providing money. Oh, we're talking, again, we're going back to this emotional labor shit, which we're basically, okay, so people don't consider domestic labor to be actual work.
Right, yeah.
People
you don't
consider
do,
that
yeah,
just like something you do and it's not that difficult. You just cook and
correct.
clean, you take care of the kids. That's a fucking job. Like, and people don't think about that. So it's like men are coming and like, well, I'm going to provide the money. I'm going to work my 9 to 5 and I'm going to bring me this and this. And you just have to exist because you don't have an actual job. Bitch, fucking taking care of the kids and cleaning up this damn house and cooking for you and emotional labor is a job that I'm not even really getting paid for. I'm just living in this house, which is very nice, but I'm not getting a check for that.
Correct.
So that is something too for people to consider, is that emotional and domestic labor is work. That's work that most women are socialized to do and not get any reciprocity out of. So that's what keep in mind.
God damn, you got a lot of big words. What's reciprocity mean?
Like, I'm getting what you give back.
Oh,
reciprocal.
okay.
Like,
yes, I know that word.
Yes.
Damn, I need to read a dictionary. All right, so as y'all see, it's the last 3 minutes. A nigga tried, bro, but I didn't have it this game or the last game, but I tried. You know, like I said, this is I game around and I play different video games, and I love playing the fans, but y'all can't fault me for getting my ass whooped twice. I could have kept playing until I won, but I decided, nah, you know what? I'm gonna show the real shit. All right, I'm gonna show me getting jade on by King Davison. All right, I'm gonna show it all, cause. All right, yeah, fuck that nigga. Anyway, all right, so
I wish I knew what was happening.
Don't worry about it. All right, so anyway, all right, okay, so there's only 2 minutes left. So let's see, what are your final thoughts when it comes to men? And you know what, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to the conversation that was very very live. When it comes to men and hollering at a stranger, right? You feel like a man shouldn't, well, at least to you personally.
Right.
That's so fucking stupid where you gotta say, no, me personally. I'm not speaking for everybody. It's just me personally.
Right.
So I want to go back to that, and I want to ask, I mean, is there a way, like, if I don't have any friends, right? Let's say I have 1 or 2 friends, and they're both wifed up. So, and their girl, you know, his girl doesn't have any friends and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. If the only way for me to talk to women is to be out and about to talk to women, there's no way to where I can approach you to where you'd be like, and I'm talking about you personally.
Oh, me personally.
Is there any
not women generally.
Correct. No, I just want to talk to you.
Me personally.
Is there a way where if you're at a grocery store,
the best way to approach Raquel Savage is with your money first, which I think I said briefly earlier.
Yes, you did.
I am very money motivated, period. So if you're, first of all, I don't like people approach me in person because I'm very awkward. I'm more introverted. I don't like to talk to people. I get uncomfortable.
Are you socially awkward?
Yes, very. So like if you come up to me, I'm probably going to be like, what? So I'm already going to be awkward. I prefer people hit me up like online or Snapchat DMs, and I prefer you make a PayPal donation first.
PayPal donation.
And then you be like, yo, what's good? I'm trying to get to know you. I'm going to see that you made a PayPal.
How much?
And then you got to at least give me $1,500 to at least have a little tiny bitty conversation for me to like give you my attention. You put fucking $10 in there, that's nothing. $50, $100, then I'm going to like notice you and be like, all right, cool, what's up? What are you thinking? What's on your brain? Like, what's up? And we'll move from there.
Wait, so, I mean, not wait, because I'm moving on with the conversation. Your premium Snapchat.
Yes.
How much is that? Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, well, you should hit me up on my actual public Snapchat to find out details, which is Raquel Savage. RAQUEL Savage.
I'm going to put the little thing so they'll
do
know.
that.
Yeah.
So if you would like my premium Snapchat, then you can hit me up. I'll tell you the details first.
You going to charge me for your premium Snapchat?
I'm charging everybody.
I already paid for it. You charged me twice. You wildin'. No, I was kidding. I ain't paid for it.
Wait, but hold on. If you're approaching me in person,
yeah. Matter of fact,
I'm trying to think of like times when I was approaching a person. I was like,
what if a fan approaches you in person? Mm-hmm. Are you more social to that fan?
No, I'm super awkward with them.
Really?
Yes.
So,
I'm awkward with everybody.
But that's a fan. Like, he likes your work.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still awkward.
Oh shit, Raquel! Oh shit!
I'm just like,
what's up?
Hi.
What's good, nigga?
And I get like women who do it too. Oh my God, I love you so much. You inspire me. I love you. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. And I'm so awkward. And then like later I'm like, oh my God, I like go into her. I'm like, I'm so sorry if you met me earlier. I love you. Thank you. But nah, but I'm trying to think of times when men have, I'm really trying to think of a time that a man has approached me in person that is a stranger and I've been like, yo, what's good? To be honest, I can't really think of anything.
It doesn't happen at all?
Yeah, no. I just like when men.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off again, but I'm going to keep doing it. That is your ball game. I tried, man. I gave a hell of a shot. Yeah, I'm probably done with NBA for a minute. So I can't play this bullshit. But anyway. All right, go ahead and I'm sorry, keep talking.
No, I just can't think of anything. So the answer pretty much is like just.
It's just no. Yeah. So has there? All right, because I gotta keep asking because is there like? There's gotta be a way. Like when people tell me like no or like no, I'm just like there's gotta be like a scenario where I know
if it's in person. If a man did something with money, that would make me notice it.
So, okay.
That doesn't guarantee I'm going to do anything about it, because you could probably buy me something or whatever, and I'll still be like, okay, I'm not interested in you. But that's like the best way, I guess, to at least start the conversation with me, is to say very clearly, like, this is what I got, this is what I'm offering, I'm going to buy you this is something. I'm money motivated, so don't come to me with no brochure or no bullshit talking. Like, come up with the money first.
You hear that, bum ass niggas? Don't come with no fuck shit.
Correct.
All right, so normally I usually end the show with a quote, but that's because I'm always by myself. But let me ask you this: is there anything, and to end the show, is there anything that if they just skip to the last 30 seconds of the show, what would you like to leave them with?
Give your money to women.
That's fucking hilarious.
Is the first one. The second one is don't forget about the clit.
We forgot about the clit the whole episode. All right, so
more clit stimulation, less vaginal penetration.
Raquel Savage Part 2 coming soon. Think about it. Peace.